Okay, today we're doing Chapter 7, Lesson 4, Dividing by 4, pages 389 to 390. Let's get started. So, what strategies can be used to learn multiplication and division facts? We've learned using the inverse operation for finding the unknown. We've learned how to use a multiplication chart. We know how to use equal groups. We know how to use number lines. So let's look at this word problem. That's not the only things we know, it's just what I thought of off the top of my head. Okay, so the distance around a square window in Peter's house is some feet. What is the length of each side? Okay, so the distance around a square window in Peter's house, oops, I read my question. I shouldn't have done that, sorry. The distance around a square window in Peter's house is 12 feet. The distance around a square window in Peter's house is 12 feet. What is the length of each side? So I need to know the length of each side. Now there's a number hidden in here. I know I've got this number. Let me use my highlighter. Okay, I know that I have 12 feet here. Then I have a hidden number. Because the distance around a square, I know that that is going to be 4 equal sides. So I'm going to write a 4 up here so I remember that that number is there. And I'm going to keep in my brain that they're equal sides. So I need to know the length of each side. So I know that I need to find 12 divided by 4. So one of the ways to do it is to use models. So you start with 12 counters. We're going to circle 4 equal groups. They've kind of already done the work for us, okay? So we don't have to do one for me, one for you. You can kind of see that this is already in 4 equal groups. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4. Okay, so there's 4 equal groups, so I have 3 in each group. There are 3 counters in each group, so 12 divided by 4 equals 3. So the length of each side of the window is 3 feet. Let's talk about this label. Go up here. What is the length of each side? Length is not a label. We don't say it is 3 lengths. Okay, we have to find a length measurement in the numbers in the word problem, and it is actually right here because 12 is named as 12 feet. So that is where my label is in this kind of a problem. So it could have said how many feet is each side. That would work. But it said what is the length of each side. We don't count lengths. We count feet or yards or miles or centimeters or meters. Okay, another way is to use repeated subtraction. Now pay close attention to this because you have to do this on the independent practice. Okay, you're going to subtract groups of 4 until you reach 0. So you're going to count the number of times you subtracted. So let's go over here to the right. And 12 feet is the total number of feet in our problem. We're going to keep subtracting 4 until we get to 0. So 12 minus 4 is 8. Then we take the difference here and we write it in this top box. Make sure when you do this that you draw your arrows so you don't lose track of what you're doing. So your difference comes up here and becomes the first number in your subtraction sentence. 8 minus 4 is 4. So now I'm going to draw my arrow and make my 4 my top number. 4 minus 4 is 0. Okay, now I'm going to count how many times I subtracted. 1, 2, 3 times I subtracted. So groups of 4 were subtracted 3 times. The reason why I wrote 4 here is because I subtracted 4 every time. That's groups of 4, and I did that 3 times. So 12 divided by 4 equals 3. Okay, let's go to the next page. Now I've got to remember not to read my question. Here we go. An ostrich egg weighs some pounds. The total weight of the eggs in a nest is some pounds. All right, so I have ostrich eggs in a nest, and they're kind of heavy, weigh a lot more than a chicken egg, that's for sure. So an ostrich egg weighs 4 pounds. The total weight of the eggs in a nest is 28 pounds. All right, so I've got 4-pound egg. There's a total of 28 pounds. Let's find out what the question is. An ostrich egg weighs 4 pounds. The total weight of the eggs in a nest is 28 pounds. How many ostrich eggs are there? So that's what we want to know. So let's look down here. We're going to find the unknown, and 28 divided by 4 equals, or 28 divided by 4, how many 4s in 28? So first we're going to draw an array, then we're going to use the inverse operation, multiplication, to find the unknown. Okay, so remember, this is one of our math vocabulary things, and they give you the helpful hint over here that multiplication is the inverse operation of division. So if we're dividing, we use multiplication to find the answer to the division problem, to find the unknown. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to think about, we have some group of eggs, each of them equals 4 pounds, and for a total of 28 pounds. So blank times 4 equals 28. The unknown fact is the group's number. So we know that, oh, it told us to draw an array. Here's my directions. This is what I skipped right here. Number 1, draw an array. Then we're going to use the inverse operation. So I skipped a step. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to draw an array. Okay, I don't know how many groups I'm going to have. So I'm just going to draw rows of 4 until I get to 28. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I don't know how many rows I have yet, but I know I have 4 in each row, and I count, oh, I've got to count to 28, sorry. 25, 26, 27, 28. It would help if I paid attention in class, right? Okay, so now I definitely don't know how many rows I have, but I do know I have 28 pounds, and there's 4 pounds for each egg. Each row represents an egg. So 4 in each row, total of 28. So now I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I know that 7 times 4 equals 28. So then 28 divided by 4 equals 7, or there are 7 4s in 28. The unknown is 7, so there are 7 ostrich eggs. Now let's look at our label again. It says, how many ostrich eggs are there? Remember, I told you most of the time after the words how many, you will find 1 or 2 words that will be your label. Okay, let's do guided practice. Okay, so you're going to use counters to find how many there are in each group. You can draw them on another piece of paper, or you can use beans or Matchbox cars or Legos or dolls, whatever you want to do. Okay, so 8 counters in 4 equal groups is blank in each group. So 8 divided by 4 equals blank. So find that answer, and then I will do it. Pause your video. Okay, so we're going to, I'm going to go ahead and make an array of counters. So I know I have 4 equal groups. So I'm going to draw 4. 1, oops, 2, I didn't switch pen. 3, 4. I have a total of 8 counters. Let me switch to a pen. Okay, so I'm going to do 1 for me, 1 for you till I get to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know that I have 2 in each group. So 8 divided by 4 equals 2. Okay, 24 counters, 4 equal groups, blank in each group. So 24 divided by 4 equals what? Go ahead and pause your video. Okay, so I'm going to draw 4 equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 24 counters, so I'm going to count to 24, doing one for me, one for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so how many are in each group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 in each group. So 24 divided by 4 equals 6. Okay, repeated subtraction to find 20 divided by 4. So I have 20 for my starting number right here. My groups, I'm taking 4 out of each one. Oops, let me make that fatter. There we go. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 every time. Okay, so now I'm going to subtract. Oh, pause your video. Do it and then come back. Okay, so 20 minus 4 is 16. I put 16 up here. 16 minus 4 is 12. I put 12 up here. 12 minus 4 is 8. I put an 8 up here. 8 minus 4 is 4. And I put 4 up here. 4 minus 4 is 0. I'm going to count how many times I subtracted 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I subtracted 5 times. So 20 divided by 4 equals 5. Okay, let's look at our independent practice. If you are not supposed to follow my directions, then you may stop now. If you're in my class, you need to continue and get the directions. Okay, you're going to use counters to find the number of equal groups or how many are in each group. So you are going to use the same strategy that we used on the second page with the equal groups. Where'd it go? Oh, down here in guided practice. So you're going to do exactly what we did in 1 and 2 over here on 4 and 5. And I want to see your equal groups on the page. So you have room to write your equal groups here and here. Do not draw the green circles, please. Okay, I'm just showing you where you're going to draw your equal groups. I want to see circles. I want to see the right number of counters, how many in each group. You need to fill out every blue line and every blue square. You're going to use repeated subtraction to divide on these two. That means for each of these problems, for 6 and 7, you need to have repeated subtraction like we had in the guided practice on number 3. So you should have something that looks like this over here in this big white space down here. You will have one for number 6. Do not draw the yellow rectangle. Okay, and you will do one for number 7. Remember that you start with this number here. You're going to subtract this number repeatedly. Start with this number here, subtract this one repeatedly. Do your arrows. Do it correctly. Okay, then you're going to draw an array. So I expect to see an array in this box. That is direction number 1. If you want to label your instructions, that's fine. Put a 1 by draw an array. And then number 2, you're going to use the inverse operation to find each unknown. So you have 2 problems. I should see 2 arrays in this yellow box. Every blank line needs to be complete. And you don't need to fill in the blue lines need to be complete. You don't have to fill in the gray box. You can if you want to. Okay, so go ahead and get started. That is how we divide by 4.